Support for Radio Friends comes from IT Como, offering computer and IT services for small businesses and residential clients. IT Como can set up remote work-at-home solutions and data security and backup systems and upgrade your company email to more modern platforms. IT Como can also help you get the most from your technology at home. Learn more at itcomo.com. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on this Friday, September the 2nd. Andrew Grabau is with us. Or if you're his friend, you can call him Andy. From Heart of Missouri United Way. Good to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Andrew.
Thank you.
So, you've got, this is really a big time of the year for United Way and for you,
yes.
Right?
We are just catching our breath from September 1st, yesterday, from a big day.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was the Day of Caring.
Yes.
Let's go into detail about that.
Okay. So we had on September 1st, yesterday, we celebrated our very first Give 5 graduation. And Give 5 is the retiree volunteer program that United Way started. We just graduated 16 recent retirees that are going to volunteer 5 hours a month at our local nonprofit partners to support them in their capacity needs. And they got an amazing glimpse of what the issues are in our community. We had classes that ran on Fridays for 5 consecutive Fridays. MEM hosted us, and we just had an amazing, fun time. So we're going to graduate. So we graduated that class. And then we had our Day of Caring, which is a large community-wide day of service. Through support from 3M, Columbia College, Boone Hospital, Joe Mawkins Ford here in town as well, we put together 1,100 wellness kits that will go to people in need. They had 13 items, basic toiletries, basic needs. So that was yesterday. 1,100 kits were put together.
1,100?
Yes, 1,100. And we're distributed to our agency partners that will give them to their clients when they come in and are looking for service and support. We also, on top of that, had our Read Across Columbia event just a couple of days ago, where we put together over 2,500 books for first and second graders in 5 elementary schools. And MU Healthcare was the presenting sponsor and volunteering organization, and we put those books together.
How are you keeping all of this straight?
It
seems like, well, you've got a lot of volunteers that are helping out too, right?
Oh, it's amazing. So we are so fortunate in our community. We have volunteers with all of those programs. And simply, Heart of Missouri United Way, we have a staff of 10. So there's no way we could do the work.
So how many volunteers would you say you have?
So we typically say we have over 500 consistent volunteers throughout the year that help us. And then with special events, we have more. It just depends. But here's the thing that's amazing about it. We ask people if they want to volunteer, and people say yes. Our community responds when asked. And that's really kind of one of the messages I hope to share, because we had our campaign kickoff. And our campaign kickoff is typically when we start raising money to help address the needs that we, as volunteers on our board and as volunteers through United Way, have helped to identify the needs of our community. How are we going to address them? And we have some really big needs, and therefore we have some really big goals.
Let's talk about some of the needs of the community.
Yeah. So this is what we do know. If any of your listeners can go to BooneIndicators.org.
Wait, BooneIndicators.org.
Yes.
What is that?
That's a website that United Way, City of Columbia, Boone County, and through help with the Institute of Public Policy, which is part of the Truman School here at the university, put together to really aggregate key community data on areas of social disparities, on poverty, and it's a great resource to look at the challenges we face. So, for example, under the Boone Indicators website, you'll be able to see that more than 30% of residents living in Boone County are housing cost burden. And what that means, Paul, is that if you're housing cost burdened, you're spending more than 30% of your income on housing.
And that's not good.
You can start to do the math, right? When you look at what housing costs, if you're spending more than 30% and you start adding in everything else, and
that goes along with,
yes, that's right.
You don't have much left over.
You don't.
If anything at all. So you're saying 30% of the people that live in Boone County fall into that category.
That's correct. That is correct. And here's the interesting thing about this that I think your listeners will find really interesting. So we live in a really highly educated community where we have so many people that have their high school degrees. I mean, we had over a 90% high school graduation rate this past year. We have so many people with college degrees, with terminal degrees. But yet, the cost of living is so challenging that even with some of those amazing degrees and with jobs, it still is a challenge to make ends meet. Paul, Heart of Missouri United Way supported over 63,000 individuals in our community, unduplicated, through services United Way funded. So that is 1 in 5 in our community
have been helped by United Way.
That's exactly right.
Over 60,000 people. And these are individuals, as you said, not duplicated.
Yes. And this is everything from people who maybe went to the Central Pantry or who participated in Boys and Girls Club or who got tutoring through Grade A+, or maybe they received support on a utility bill. Or maybe they actually needed just some basic needs through Turning Point, which is our homeless shelter. So there's 45 grants that United Way has made possible to 31 agencies to help those 63,000 individuals and then some. And that's the call for our campaign this year. We know we're missing people. We know there are people in our community that are falling through the cracks. And so we feel compelled to ask our community, just like how they show up when we ask them to volunteer, we're asking them to show up to help financially so that we can serve our most vulnerable.
If people want to help out, either financially or by volunteering their time and effort to help others, how do they go about this?
The best place to start is our website.
Okay.
So, yes.
And the website is?
uwheartmo.org.
Okay, it's all one word.
Yes.
uwheartmo.org. When you go to that website, what are you going to see?
You can find how to access resources. You can find how to volunteer. You can find how to sign up for programs like Give 5. We're also very active on all social media platforms.
Okay. All right. We're out of time, Andrew, but I appreciate you coming by, and I do appreciate the good work that you and your staff are doing for all of us.
Takes all of us.
If you want to help out, it's www.uwheartmo.org. And if there's something you'd like to hear or see, I'd love to hear from you. Just drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu. Bye-bye.